Hello students, welcome in today's lecture. Today I will explain about chapter number 4, algorithm and flowchart. These two are very important topics if you want to learn the programming, because if you want to solve any problem in any programming language, so what you do first? First you write the algorithm of that problem, or you write the flowchart of that problem. So these two are the important concept of programming. Algorithm. You do many tasks in a day. Everyone does some task, from getting up in the morning to sleep again at night. All tasks are performed in steps. For example, you get up from bed in the morning, brush your teeth, take a bath, have breakfast and go to school by school bus. For this, you generally perform the following steps. Means you get up from the bed, brush your teeth, have a bath, wear your school uniform, have breakfast, prepare a school bag and leave home for school. Go to bus stop and wait till the school bus arrives. Get into the bus and reach the school. So these are the steps you do. So you know that you need to follow a number of steps to complete any task. You follow these steps in an order. For example, you generally do not take breakfast before you brush your teeth. Therefore, so to do any task correctly, we need to follow a sequence of steps. These sequence of steps are called algorithm in computer. Algorithm. Algorithm is the step-by-step instructions written in a simple language to perform a particular task. These set of instructions, when written in any programming language, become a computer program. So algorithm is an important part of program development. Rules for algorithm. There are some guidelines for writing an algorithm. These guidelines or rules make algorithm easy to understand by different people. While writing an algorithm, follow the given rules. First rule: number the statements such as step 1, step 2. Always begin with the start. Write the statement clearly. Write each statement in separate line. Write the word stop at the end of algorithm. It should be clear, precise and well defined. So these are the rules you have to follow if you are writing any algorithm. Now I am showing you this picture. In this picture I am showing you the morning routine. Using this routine you come to school. So these are the different pictures, and according to this picture you have to write the algorithm. So how can you write the algorithm? Same rules you have to follow for the algorithm. First step is always start. And now according to picture you have to write all these steps. What is the first step of morning? Get up from the bed. Next is brush your teeth. Have a bath. Wear your uniform. Have breakfast. Prepare the school bag and leave home for school. Go to the bus stop and wait till the bus arrives. Get into the bus and reach the school. And last is enter in school. So these are the steps, or these are the steps means these are the algorithm. At last you will end your algorithm with stop. Features of algorithm. What should be the features? So these are the features of algorithm. Our first feature is input. Algorithm reads the data by accepting the input values given by the user. Process. Algorithm set the logic of the problem and computes the step to solve the problem. Finiteness. It signifies that there is a finite number of steps to be taken and it must come to end. The sequence of execution. It ensures that instructions are executed in the sequential form from top to bottom. Effectiveness. Each step in an algorithm must be accurate. And last, output. It must execute properly and the user gets desired result. So these are the features of algorithm. Flowchart. My second topic is flowchart. You have learned how to write the instruction or algorithm to solve a problem. You can also show these instructions in graphical or pictorial form using some symbols. This process is called flowcharting. Flowchart. Flowchart is a step-by-step process of representing the solution of particular problem in a graphical or pictorial form. In other words, it is a systematic pictorial representation of an algorithm. It is very easy to draw and understand. Now, I will tell you some basic features of flowchart or symbols of flowchart. These are the important symbols of a flowchart. If you want to draw the flowchart, so you have to learn about these symbols. So I will explain every symbol one by one. First symbol is start stop box. An oval shape symbol is used to represent the beginning and end of the flowchart. For this purpose, we use this oval box. Next is input output box. A parallelogram is used to represent the instruction that take input and give output. Means in programming we perform these two important tasks, input and output. For taking input and showing the result, we use these two input output box. Processing box. A rectangle is used to represent the processing of instruction. Mean in programming, whatever processing we want to perform, for that purpose we use the rectangle. Decision box. A diamond shaped symbol is used to represent the instructions that ask a question and you need to choose between 2 points, yes or no. Generally we use this decision box in decision control statements like if condition or switch condition or in looping. Flow lines. A line with arrowhead indicates the direction of the flow of data and instruction. The different symbols in flowchart are connected together with flow lines. So these flow lines show the direction of the flowchart. In this I am not showing one more important thing, and that is connector. What is connector? A circle is used to connect different parts of flowcharts together. Connectors may connect flowchart on the same page on different page. It means you can connect your flowchart. If your flowchart is not able to complete in one page, so you can continue the same flowchart with the help of connector. You will use this connector at the end of the page, and again in new page you will start with same connector. I will show you the example of this connector in next few pages. Again I am showing you same picture. You have already prepared the algorithm for this picture. Now you have to draw the pictorial representation of the algorithm. How can you prepare? Now in next slide I am showing you the flowchart of same problem. See, this is the flowchart. In flowchart, in starting you are using start, at last is stop. For this you are using oval shape, and get up from bed, brush your teeth, have a bath, wear a school uniform, have breakfast. See, after have breakfast I am using connector. You can see the connector at the last, A, because I am not able to complete my flowchart in this page. So I am continuing. No, I am able to complete in same page, but here I cannot complete. So again I am using connector at the top of the page, same A, then prepare school bag, go to bus stop and wait till the school bus arrives. Next, get into the bus when it arrives and enter the school. So for all these steps means processing, I am using the rectangle. So this is the use of all connectors, and rectangular box means processing box. In next example, I will show you about some other boxes. So this is the flowchart of our diagram. Features of flowchart. So these are the features I am showing you. First feature, the flowchart should be flow from top to bottom. Analyze the input, process and output the program. Use specific symbols and arrow in the direction of flow of data. It must have only one start and stop symbols. The flow of lines should never cross each other. If the flowchart becomes large and complex, then use the connector as we used in previous example. It should be independent of any programming language. Means if you are drawing the flowchart, this is not programming dependent. After this flowchart, you can write the program in any language. Now I am showing you the example. What is the example? Suppose you have to print the name of yours on the screen. So how can you draw the flowchart for that? Same, start, then first you will ask the name, and user can give any name in this box. This is your parallelogram for input. And next is print name. So again you are using the parallelogram to print your name on the screen. At last you are stopping your flowchart. So this is the flowchart. In this flowchart you are printing your name on the screen. Now if you want to print your name 100 times, flowchart will be very long. For this you need to repeat the printing process 100 times. This repeating is called looping. In looping, a counter is used to count the number of times a process is being repeated. Now first I will explain about loop. What is the definition? Loop is a sequence of instructions that is conditionally repeated until a certain condition is reached. So this is the definition of loop. So how can you draw the flowchart using the loop? Now I'll show in next slide. In this slide I am showing you how can you repeat your names 100 times in the screen. Suppose you have to display your name 100 times. So in looping, for this purpose we use counter. What is counter? A counter is used to count the number of times a process is being repeated. A counter is a variable that keeps the record of each print. It gets incremented after every repetition. The program checks the value of counter every time before next repetition. So see, in this example I am using CT as a counter. Start. Initial state, at the initial stage CT is 0. Then I am asking the name of student using this input box. Then I am using the connector A. Again at the top of this diagram, again I am using this part is continue. By using this one I am printing the name first time on the screen. Then I will increase the value of counter by 1. Then I will check the condition. If it is less than 100, again I will repeat the task. If it is already 100 times, so I will stop the task. So these are the process we have to continue whenever our condition is true. Now you have to write the question answer of this chapter. I will give you in my Google Drive. I will send you the link of my Google Drive with the video. So you have to complete the chapter number 4. In this chapter I am not giving you the answer of question number 5, 6 and 7. First you have to try to draw the flowchart of these 3. In next video I will give you the diagram or flowchart of these 3 questions. So you have to try to learn all these things. Whatever things I told you in this chapter means you have to learn about algorithm, you have to practice of flowchart. So these 2 are the things you have to learn before learning any programming language. So in next chapter, we will start the Java. So these two are very important for